Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hello everyone. What's up? How are you today? My name is Karissa Adkins, and it is a real honor to be standing in again for the amazing Dr. Pat on the Dr. Pat Show. And over the next hour, I will be talking about all things health, fitness, and self-care related. I get asked questions all the freaking time about health, fitness, exercise, nutrition, confidence, habits, you name it, I get asked it. And today's show is going to be super special for me because today I'm going to be answering and giving you my perspective on some of the biggest, some of the juiciest health-related questions out there. So over the last couple of weeks, I have been encouraging people to write me in questions. We've been getting questions on the website. And so I've been collecting them, but I also want to encourage you guys, if you're listening and you think of a burning question that you want to ask me, I would love to be able to give you again, my perspective and expertise on that matter. Now, again, we are talking all things health, fitness, motivation, mindset. So don't be bringing any 18-wheeler questions to me because I don't know them. All right. So if you are ready to boss up to the next level of awesomeness, are you ready to replace stress, overwhelm, exhaustion for health, happiness, and confidence? If you just answered yes today to that, you, my friend, are in the right place. Now, I'm talking to all the busy mamas and the awesome queens and the working divas out there. But trust me when I say this, you guys, my tips, my advice, my strategies have been proven to help anyone out there. So guys, don't you worry, I got your backs as well. So again, today I want to encourage you, if you've got questions, you can always call in, you can message in. The number, if you have a question, is 1-800-930-2819, and we will hopefully get your question in the lineup. So I'm not only answering questions today, but you guys, I'm giving away 2 of my books. It's Women Who Boss Up, an Amazon bestseller, by the way, and Expert Profiles Volume 4, another Amazon #1 bestseller. So I've got some juicy gifts for you spread out throughout the show. So stay with me. I promise I won't disappoint. And my energy level is on point today, y'all. So hang on, buckle your seatbelts if that's you, and let's get ready. Okay, let's get ready. So like many of you, y'all, I wear several hats. I wear a lot of freaking hats. And I'm a working mama, right? I'm a military spouse. I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. I'm a friend. I'm a personal development junkie. Any personal development junkies in the house? That's me. We can relate. I am a health, life, and fitness coach. I'm an international speaker, a 2-time best-selling author, the CEO of 365 Daily Hustle, and the voice behind Boss Up Babe Radio. And you guys, most recently, this is like the biggest secret. I shouldn't even be spilling it right now, but I just signed up to be the executive producer and creator of not 1, not 2, but 3 TV shows. So to say I'm just as busy as y'all, it's an understatement, right? I am literally just as busy as you guys between taking care of kids and doing my thing. I am loving life right now, and so many exciting things are happening. So those 3 TV shows are going to be Between the Reps, BossUp Babe TV. That's right. We're going from radio to also TV. And of course, I'm going to co-host with a good friend of mine. It's on a TV show, talk show called Living Real with Clara and myself. So really quickly though, I think the most important thing about me is that I'm a champion for women's health. It's my mission and my purpose in life to serve and help women boss up and get healthy. Again, don't worry, guys. I'm going to help you out too. So besides being featured in all the major media networks like ABC, CBS, NBC, Market Watch for my expertise, y'all, I was just honored with an amazing email like a couple weeks ago. Entrepreneurs Herald just named me top 20 life coach to look out for in 2021. Whoop, whoop. So excited for that. And all that just means that I kind of know what I'm freaking talking about, right? Like I kind of have a passion and energy for all things health related. Okay. I'm going to be real with you though. The person you hear and see right now, I wasn't always that person. I really know that it's hard to believe, like it's hard to believe this, but I wasn't always energetic, like awesome, fit, or healthy. In fact, 11 years ago, I struggled with finding true happiness. I struggled with finding balance and purpose, and I struggled with finding self-love. My weight got out of control. And as my weight increased, everything else in my life suffered. I don't know if you guys have ever felt like that. I was depressed. I was ashamed of my body. I had zero self-worth, and my confidence, it was fading by the wayside, like gone, bye-bye. Okay. So in 2011, weighing in at 213 pounds and feeling pretty miserable about my life, I had a rock bottom moment that led me to a major wake up call. I'm talking like 4 a.m. wake up call for all of you people who love to sleep in, like one of those wake up calls that hits you hard. There I was sitting in the doctor's office. I was told she goes, Karissa, you're 5 foot tall. You're 213 pounds. You're considered obese. Y'all, this was like a punch straight to the gut. I knew I hated the way I looked. I was embarrassed about my size. I tried to hide in every family photo, but who was she to straight up call me obese? The O word. I never ever thought I would be hearing that, ever. She said, if you don't change your lifestyle habits today, you might not be around for your kids 10 or 15 years later. That was a huge epiphany. But it wasn't quite the wake-up call. You guys, I left that doctor's office and I was mad. I was embarrassed. I was upset. I was bawling. I was chain smoking so many cigarettes. And when I got home, I started drinking right away. But the next morning came the true 4 a.m. wake-up call, right? So there I am. I'm sitting on the couch. And for the first time in my entire life, I looked over at a picture of my mom and I saw myself as her. And not the boss babe mom, not the hustling mom, not the loving, caring mom. The mom I saw was the overweight mom, the 320 pounds, the lack of energy, the lack of life, constantly seeing my mom stress, the cancer, the diabetes, you name it. My mom went through it. And for once, I saw myself as if I was her. And in that moment, I decided to boss up and do something about my health. I had to do something. I mean, I didn't want my kids 10 years from now cleaning up after me, taking me to and from doctor visits and having to take a break and rest just while we're walking through Disney. That was not my idea that I wanted. That was not the vision I wanted for my life. That wake-up call, that epiphany that I had on the couch sparked something so deep inside me that it pushed me to become a better version of me. One day, one habit, one meal, 1 pound at a time, I began to lose that unwanted weight, you guys, and I slowly reclaimed my best life ever. It's crazy to just think back and Just like I not only did I have the physical transformation, but I've had the mental transformation. My confidence got a total boost up. And now I am even teaching, my proven strategies to other women. It's a full 360 transformation. And I freaking love my life, you guys. I am high on life right now. We were just talking earlier about, who drinks Red Bulls and coffees and how we get our energy. And it was so cool. To hear that, people get their energy from meditation and they get their energy, from coffee or whatever it is. But I get my energy because I'm so healthy. Okay. I get my energy from that. And what's really important about not just losing weight, because anyone can lose weight, but more importantly, I've been able to sustain that weight loss. And when you can sustain it, you feel incredible. You feel unstoppable. You feel like a total boss babe, whether you own a business or not. All right. So over the last couple of days, I mentioned I've been collecting questions from all of you guys, listeners, between interviews and fans and whatnot. I've been just writing down amazing questions, and they're all so good. So we are going to try and get through them. But again, we're going to take 2 breaks. We're going to give away 2 books, and I'm going to give you obviously some keys to success when it comes to bossing up and getting healthy. So the first question that I got, it was from Susie out of Ohio. So first off, Susie, if you're listening, because I told you I'd be answering your question. If you are listening, thank you for submitting a question. But her question reads, Karissa, who inspires you to keep pushing on? And oh my gosh, this is such a great question because, we can't always be our own cheerleader, right? We can't always find motivation and drive within us. And sometimes we have to look to our people, look to our tribe. So I think this is there's 2 answers. Number 1 is my clients. Honestly, I know it's cheesy, but they inspire me every day. These women are taking strides that are so uncomfortable for them, and they are bossing up in such a big way. I mean, I've got women who have bought their very first full-length mirror because they hated the reflection so badly. I've got women who have never, ever tried a group fitness class in their life because of fear of judgment, and they are walking in with confidence. I've got women who, for the first time, say, I don't feel guilty when I eat food. Right? They inspire me. Their work inspires me. And then, of course, the second person that continues to inspire me is my mama. My mama, if you guys didn't know that one was coming, it is. And I get so emotional when I think about all the things that my mama taught me, right? She taught me how to be a boss babe. She taught me how to be real. She taught me how to love kids and take care of them. She taught me what a good wife kind of should be doing and being like for her partner. But most importantly, she taught me how to take care of herself with her death. You guys, I lost my mom a little over 11 years ago because of cancer. It took her life. And still to this day, she inspires me. She inspires me with everything that she's done. And I know if she's in this present space right now, I know if she's looking down, she'd be like, hell yeah, girl, keep rocking it, right? She's one of my biggest cheerleaders. I know that for a fact. All right, let me shake off that stuff because it's heavy, heavy, heavy. And let's go into a more lighter question. So this question is from Ashley. She says, what are your biggest challenges that you have faced with getting healthy and staying fit? And how did you overcome them? And I think that's such a great question because not only does she ask a question, she wants to know how I did it. So I think the biggest thing that I struggled and struggle still to this day with is nutrition. And yes, I have a certified nutritionist on my staff. I've taken lots and lots of nutrition courses, but y'all, you can read everything and you can check all the boxes, but you've got to figure out what works for you. So nutrition really it's all about figuring out what foods are right for you and for your body. And for me, just as I thought I could, I figured out how to eat to lose the weight and keep it off, healthy foods that give me energy. But then 2 years ago in 2019, I got smacked with the diagnosis of Hashimoto's. And along with Hashimoto's came with about 5 different high sensitivities to food. We're talking gluten, we're talking dairy, eggs, high lactanes, sesame. Like there's so many things that I have realized that as my body has changed over the years, that so is my nutrition. It's needing to change. And it's, if you're listening and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I used to be able to have milk and now I drink milk and my stomach's upset. That's your body saying, hello, something's not quite right. So it's constantly just looking at my nutrition. Is this working for me? Is what I'm doing right now working for me? All right, you guys, I'm going to finish one more 2-part to this question, and then we're going to take a quick break. So the second struggle that I have the most is loving myself. And I know that sounds weird, but I thought a smaller number on the scale would make me happy. But newsflash, you guys, health isn't all about the number on the scale. Okay. It's not about the weight you lose. And how I learned to heal and start to love myself is I had to first go into my childhood. I had to heal my childhood and teenage drama, right? Drama. I had to learn to forgive others, not for them, but for me. I had to turn that pain into power. And you guys, I have done it and I cannot wait to share more about that. But you guys, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back from break, we are going to do a book giveaway. Plus, we're going to continue to answer all your health related questions. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Woohoo! That was a great break, much needed. Thank you, guys. All right, we're back and we are getting ready to do our first book giveaway. If you are just kind of tuning in, get ready because we are talking all things health, fitness, and exercise with me, your host, Karissa, today, standing in for Dr. Pat. So today's book that we are giving away, it's my COVID baby, you guys. I was reached out by the publicist and she said, Karissa, you've got a story. And I was like, is my story good enough for your book? And she's like, absolutely. And so she said, I'm looking for 12 women who are ready to boss up and do something different. And I've always wanted to write a book. And I figured this would be a great first stepping stone to my solo book. It turns out it was a stepping stone to another co-authored book, which is another stepping stone for that real solo book coming up. But Women Who Boss Up is the perfect book for any boss or boss babe in the making. It is truly, there's 12 to 14 of us that have all collaborated, and we are sharing and spilling our biggest keys to our success. We are not all in health and fitness. We've got doctors, we've got marketing people out of Australia. It is an international bestseller book. Like I mentioned earlier, Amazon picked it up. You can buy it, of course. You can buy your digital copy on Amazon. If you want an autographed copy, we're about to give one of those away right now. Or you can go to 365dailyhustle.com, go to the shopping cart, and find yourself this book. All right, in order to win, you do have to call in, be the first to call in or message us on Facebook with the words #BossUp. And the number to call in is 1-800-930-2819. That again is 1-800-930-2819. And use the words boss up to claim your free book. I will sign it and get it off to you in the mail this week. I actually have about 6 other books to get in the mail. So I would love to send you that copy. Call in or use the Facebook chat and message us with the words boss up. All right, we are back and we have a great question. It came from Cheryl out of Toronto. So Toronto in the house. Welcome, Cheryl. Thank you for listening today. And thank you. Thank you for your question. I love it. Her question is, what do you think this is such a good question. Love it. She said, what do you think keeps people stuck from achieving their health goals? The reason why I love it is because I used to be one of these women, right? I mean, I did mention I was 213. I didn't get there. Like I didn't just pop up and always been overweight. So I used to be a woman who always got stuck. And I also, of course, work with women who feel stuck in a rut and they don't know how to get out. They don't know how to start. They don't know how to, get themselves from A to B without feeling super stressed out and overwhelmed. And so it's really important to me. We got this question over break and I just quickly wrote down because I wanted to give you some great advice for this one. So tip number one is I see the biggest mistake people make is not having any clarity with what you want. So many women will create like vague goals in fear of like not really wanting to put a number out there because what if they don't miss it? Or what if they don't hit that goal, right? Then we feel like failures. And so really, I want to encourage you to get clear on what you want. Okay, get clear for what your life is going to look like when you do X, whether that's lose weight or get a healthy relationship to food, whatever that looks like. But most people don't know what they want to do. They set vague goals, and guess what? Vague gives you vague results. The second part is they think that they have to do it alone, right? That they're all alone in this process. And the fact is that you're not. I mean, you've got people like me out there that you can follow. Like I'm literally giving free health advice all day long, my email blasts, everything. There's tons and thousands of coaches out there. There's mentors, there's your friends. So the fact that we feel alone is like the first sign of like, okay, we need to like be asking for help right now because I'm feeling stuck and I'm feeling alone. So I just want to remind you, if that's you, you're not alone. You always have someone to talk to. You can always pick up the phone and call me if you want. Okay. The third thing is not knowing why they want to achieve their goals. So they get stuck in this rut because they've lost their way. They've forgotten why they want to lose the weight. They forgot why they need to get out of financial debt. And it's always easy to go backwards. It's so hard to keep pushing forward. But when you have a crystal clear why on where you want to go, you guys, that will light the path. That will light the path for you. Okay. So figuring out your why is going to be really important to help get you out of that stuck state. The fourth thing is, guys, I don't know about you, probably true. Who knows? Chime in, feel free if you want. But women, we tend to overcomplicate everything, right? You say, Karissa, will you bring a fruit bowl to the party? And you know what I do? I go out and I buy like 20 different types of fruit. And like I get the melon ball and I like create this whole beautiful dish, right? To show up with this gorgeous outdone fruit platter. And we just overcomplicate it. We take 20 steps in order to, when we could have just taken 2 for it. So when I was 213, I was shitting all over myself. I was like, I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I could be doing this. I need to be doing that. And there was just so much stuff out there to do that I felt overwhelmed and I just stayed stuck instead. That was the easy thing to do. So don't overcomplicate it. I literally live by this rule. I teach this to my clients every day is press the easy button. Like, what would life be like if life was easy? That's a writer downer. And to just sit and journal on that, I think is good. Like, what would it be like if I could let life be easy? It's huge. And then I think that the last thing that people really lack and they feel stuck is they don't have a plan, right? Like think about it. Think about going to the grocery store and not knowing what you're buying or what meals you're going to be preparing. And I know some of you do that, but you probably like wander the aisles and waste time and energy. And then you probably overbuy because you don't have a plan. Go to the grocery store with a plan, a bullet point list, right? And you're in and out of there so much faster. So like that's a tip, right? But like same thing with exercise. Don't just go to the gym and wander around and then make your way back to the treadmill because you don't know what to do. Have a plan. Have a plan. It's so incredibly important. In fact, having a plan is, it helps me feel free. Like I've got freedom again. All right. So great question. Thank you so much, Cheryl from Toronto. That was awesome. Next question, Ashley. She says, what kind of diet are you on? She actually said, oh my God, girl, your body looks amazing. What kind of diet are you on? but I just took out the first part. And I laugh at this because I get this a lot. I get this at the gym. I get this at the grocery store. I get this when I go to speaking events. And I laugh because I'm not on a diet. You guys, I am kind of anti-dieter. And it's kind of funny because people will be like, oh, what are your thoughts on keto? Or what are your thoughts about this? And I'm like, actually, I don't have any thoughts. Like I find that you've got to find what works for you. It goes back to nutrition. You got to figure out what works for you. So I actually bounce, if I had to put something to my eating plan, right? I actually bounce from eating for my macros to intuitive eating. And macros are just pretty much like a nice word for, proteins, carbs, and fats. So when I was competing for the Miss Health and Fitness 2021, I, of course, wanted to look ripped and in shape. And so I went back to the macros, right? We in order to look like this, you need to follow these macros. Simple, easy to do. And now that I'm out of that competition, I always go back to intuitive eating. Now, I have never heard of the word intuitive eating, I'm going to drop some bombs on you because I love intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is simple and it's fun and it puts you back in control of the food. Hello, control. We all wish we had so much of it. And hello, newsflash, you can have it. All right. So intuitive eating really teaches us to to switch our mindset around diet. First off, we don't aim to be on a diet because diet means deprivation. It means boring, blah, and no queen wants that. So instead, it asks you to really tune into your own body. It asks that, it encourages you to honor your hunger and fullness. It encourages you to figure out which foods give you energy versus takes energy away from you. We've all had the plate of pasta and two bites too many. And now we're like in a food coma. I don't know about you guys, but I have been to some restaurants and I have needed to sleep because I was so full. I'm like, oh, in fact, when I wake up, I'll probably feel way better. And then I take a nap because I can't stand how full that makes me feel. So really mastering those are going to be key for you. But intuitive eating is also healing your relationship with food, right? Food is not good, nor is it bad. I can't have gluten doesn't mean it's bad. It makes my body react. Therefore, I'm choosing not to eat certain foods. So what's good for me is bad for you, and bad for you is good for me. See what I'm saying here? And then it also really encourages you to be more mindful. So if you're that person who literally is like just constantly snacking all day and you have no idea all of the food you've just consumed because you're mindlessly eating, it really asks you to be more intentional with your food. So again, the reasons why I'm not a fan of diets is because they cause a lot of stress and they take a lot of brain power for you to sit and think about what can I eat? Like how much of it can I eat? When can I eat it? Like instead, just listen to your body. Another reason why I don't like it is because it's not sustainable. Again, if a client comes to me and wants to drop 20 pounds, I could put her on a crazy diet and give her a workout routine like nobody's business. She's going to drop that weight, believe it or not. But I am all about teaching lifestyle habit changes because the doctor gave me that slap across the face, remember, and said, Karissa, lifestyle changes. This is not a sprint. Being healthy is a marathon. And you should enjoy the process of getting healthy. You shouldn't hate what you're doing. Another reason why I don't like diets, two more, and then I'm going to get off the diet thing because I could have a whole show on dieting. But they make you feel terrible, about yourself. You're like, oh, I can't have that. Therefore, I probably shouldn't go out for happy hour with the girls because I'll be tempted and then everyone's going to make fun of me or blah, 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 right? That's terrible. They make us feel like a failure because we do really good at first. And then guess what? It's not sustainable. So then we quit and then we run back to our fat girl jeans and we feel bad about that. We feel guilty that we couldn't stick to something, but it's not your fault. Those diets are not set up to stick to them forever, right? They're a diet, short term. It's like a Band-Aid, right? For a giant ass cut. You can't go just get a little baby Band-Aid. You got to go to the emergency room and get everything sutured up the right way. And then, of course, the last thing is that it definitely kills your metabolism, you guys. That yo-yo dieting effect is just a killer for your metabolism. So great question on diets. I love talking about diets. Statistics are insane out there, but we're going to move on. So Dixie, from Dixie, I love that name. So cute. Dixie, she said, at the beginning of the year, I am super excited to eat healthier, work out, and to tell myself that this is the year that's going to be different. And then March rolls around and I notice myself not carried anymore. How do I stay motivated? You guys, I'm going to give you 2 of the 5 tips on how to stay motivated. And then we're going to take a quick break. And I want to encourage you to come back for the last 3 tips because they are off the chain. All right. Tip number 1 goes back to that clarity, right? Clarity in what you want and why you want it is going to be huge for you. Get a vision, paint the vision inside your head of what you want. And then, right. And then figure out why you want it. And I'm not just talking like surface level why. I mean, who doesn't want to look better? But I'm talking dig deep. Why? I didn't want to die. I didn't want to have cancer. I didn't want my kids to be cleaning up the hair off the floor or out of the shower drain. I didn't want that for them because y'all, that's what I went through. So you've got to figure out your why, because when you've got the good one when it motivates you every single day. When that alarm goes off, you just get right on up. The second step for that is you've got to shift your mindset. Instead of going from like, how quickly can I lose this weight? Like at the beginning of the year, like everyone's like, I want to lose weight, or I want to get financially free, or I want to pay off debt. And they try and do it so fast. It's not about how fast we can go. It's about who you become in the process. You've got to fall in love with the process. I've said that before. I'm going to say it again. I love getting up at 4 a.m. and going to the gym because it makes me mentally, physically, and emotionally stronger, right? I love my spiritual practice and meditating every day. And all of this I wouldn't have found all of that had I looked for a quick and easy way out. Does that make sense? All right, you guys, we are going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back with the final 3 tips that I'm going to give Dixie for how to stay motivated throughout the year. Plus, we are giving away a second book. It's called Expert Profiles. More to come on that. Let's take a quick break. Oh, all right, you guys, welcome back. Oh my goodness. We are back with the last half of the show. Time flies when you are having fun and talking about health and exercise and fitness. And today we're answering questions from all of you. And we kind of stopped, we went at break we stopped with the last 3 things that can really help you stay motivated on your journey, kind of around that New Year's time. Dixie asked the question. She said, at the beginning of the year, I get super excited. I'm all jazzed up, right? She's super motivated. And then come March, she's like, okay, what's next? I don't even care about this anymore. And I think that that's a huge thing for a lot of people. And you know, I used to feel it for sure. So I relate, but I gave the first 2 tips on how to really stay motivated on your health and fitness journey. That was clarity and then shifting your mindset. So the last 3, are pretty juicy. I want to go back to having a plan. I think that that's important. So if you set a goal at the beginning of the year and, you don't have an actual sustainable plan to get you there, you will eventually, of course, get bored or run out of ideas or whatnot. So you guys, don't just think about the goal you want to achieve, but break down the milestones that by this month, I want this, and this month I need to do that. I literally just did that the other day. I did a mid-year planning and I rewrote out my 5-year plan from my 5-year goals. And on the top of the line, it was all the goals, right? The 3 or 4 bullet points that I want to achieve that year. And then below the line was the action steps that it was going to take in order for me to achieve those goals. So I like to break everything, like the main goal, down into bite-sized pieces that is totally doable. So have a plan, and then know that when things get tough, I'm going to go back to the plan. The 4th thing that I would like to talk about is environment. And I think the environment's really good. And it's part of it, right? I'll be honest, setting up your environment for success sets you up for success. So if you're someone who's trying to lose the weight and yet you have, Ben and Jerry's in the freezer, you have gummy bears on the counter, you have M&Ms still from, who knows when in the candy dish, like get rid of that crap. Set yourself up for success. I mean, I wouldn't expect to hire a plumber to come, unclog a toilet and he doesn't bring all of his tools that he needs. He's got to have the plan. He's got to come to the environment and have all the tools he needs. So really think about what tools do you need to set up and, to set yourself up for success. Because it's not just environmental, it's what do I physically need to take with me to the gym so that I'll feel prepared? What do I need X, Y, and Z? Like what has to happen in your environment to make life easier? Because discipline runs out, motivation will run out. You've got to set your environment up for success. And I saved my favorite one for last, accountability. You guys, I love talking accountability as a coach. I am a lot of people's accountability partners, including, myself, but accountability is key. Okay. We all know what we want to do. We can then all figure out how we need to do it, but to hold yourself accountable is really, really tough to do. And we cannot always rely on our partners to do that. Because sometimes accountability shows up in not so fun ways, right? If my husband was like, babe, you told yourself you didn't want to eat, crappy this year, and here you are eating crappy. I'm going to take offense to that and I'm going to get mad and it's going to start a conversation when in reality, he's just trying to be really sweet. He's just trying to help me reach my goals, right? But we're going to take that conversation to heart. So get yourself an accountability partner that can literally come in from the outside. And I'm not just talking a coach, you guys, although coaches have coaches. I truly believe that I need a coach in order for me to, rise to the top. But, I think you need someone that can hold your hand, that can be your cheerleader, that can encourage you, that can support you, that can push you up to the next level. And speaking of up to the next level, if you're looking for a gym accountability partner, do not, big mistake, do not ask your best friend, Sally, who is also your neighbor, who also has like 5 kids, who also has a problem getting to the gym. I know you feel comfortable with Sally, but Sally may not also be the best, motivator for you because Sally's still struggling herself. I would encourage you to find your maverick. Find someone who is 10 steps ahead of you. If you're trying to food prep, don't find someone else who's Googling how to food prep either. Find a food prep ninja, right? Find someone who already knows how to do that and does it well. Don't be afraid to walk up to somebody in the gym and say, hey, you're killing it. You clearly know what you're doing. Would you mind giving me some pointers? Would you mind helping hold me accountable? I have met so many amazing friends that way. Literally I've gone up to girls and I'm like, oh my God, girl, your arms are way better than mine. Like, I'd love to work out with you. And she's like, okay, right? And then we become besties. So find yourself a maverick, you guys. All right. So I promised after we finished answering that question that we were giving our second book away. And this book, I've never given one away yet on this show. It's called Expert Profiles, Volume 14. It's Conversations with Influencers and Innovators. It is a business bestseller. In this book, I give definitely keys to my success when it comes to life, business, and health. So it's huge. It was another collaborative book. And in order for you to get one of these books for free today, you do have to call in or message the word expert. Hashtag expert is the magic word for this one. And that number is 1-800-930-2819. There you guys, the first one to call in or to type the word expert is taking home this book. I'd love to autograph you one and get it out there to you. Whew. All right, we've got just a little bit of time left. So I'm going to scroll through. I'm going to maybe finish. Maybe we might get to 2, but I want to get to this last one because she's from Nebraska and that's my original hometown. So Sarah in Nebraska, thank you so much for this great question. She says, you look like you have your shit together. What does your normal day-to-day look like? How do you balance out being such a busy mom and entrepreneur? You guys, you can see why I picked these questions, because I love them. I love talking about this stuff. So let's just break it down. We've got a little bit of time. I want to break down what I do like every single day. And I literally, when I thought about this question, I was like, wow, I am a creature of habit. There's no reason why, or no wonder why my clients will call me the queen of habit change. They're like, girl, you're the queen of habit change, right? And I'm like, oh, stop it. But when I was asked this question and I really thought about it, I'm like, I live by my habits, routines, and rituals. So let me just dive in a little bit about my golden hour. I name everything. It's just kind of something silly I do, but it helps me remember things. So it's my golden power hour in the morning. All right, 3:45, the alarm goes off. I get up, I wake up, I go work out. I'm home by 6 a.m. I quickly drink a protein shake to get protein in my body so that I can start repairing those muscles. And then as I'm walking up to my bedroom, to go get ready and shower for the day, I give my daughter a door knock. She typically will be like, and then falls back asleep. And then after my shower, I go knock on her door one more time. So by 7:30, I am downstairs in the kitchen preparing breakfast for her and my husband, because I love that. That's part of being a mom, is I want to still feel like I'm showing up for them. So I make their breakfast. We've already food prepped all of our food, my daughter's and mine and my husband's. I'm a food prep ninja. So if you're looking for one, I have lots of blogs written about that. But yeah, by 8, I'm taking my daughter to school. By 8:30, I'm home. And by 8:45, I am starting my spiritual practice. Literally in my calendar, it says spiritual power hour. Now, we talked a lot about this during the break and pre-show about meditation and stuff, but my spiritual hour, it doesn't all just include meditation, because I get not a lot of people that's like not your jam. You just haven't realized it yet, because it's really awesome. But my spiritual hour, at the end of the day, it's an hour that's dedicated to me before I start work. Okay, so it gets me in the right headspace. So sometimes I read, sometimes I meditate, sometimes I'm journaling, sometimes I'm just doing thinking time. Sometimes I'm filling out in my want journal. I have a little journal behind me here, and I just sit and I ask myself, what do I want? And it could literally be like a turkey sandwich, or it could be, I want a $20,000 month. It doesn't matter what it is, I throw it in that journal. But that's what I do for a good solid 45 minutes to an hour before I even start my workday. I'm pretty proud of that, because it has spent me years to learn to let go of checking email and scrolling through social media before I've even set my intentions for the day. Another fun little hour, or a little fun thing that I do, it's a ritual that I do every day to kind of end my workday. It kind of seals the workday being done. Is that I get up and I go over to my whiteboard and I write down like 2 or 3 things that I was grateful for, or that I call them my weekly wins. So every day there's like, oh, Sally lost 10 pounds, or my new podcast radio is up, or, it doesn't matter, hired my VA, doesn't matter what it is, but if it made me feel good, it makes the board. So that's kind of like the end of the day ritual. Some of the other cool things that I do throughout the week that's like literally always on the calendar, it's a habit, it's behavioral now, is Wednesday, I plan my meals. Friday afternoon, I plan my upcoming week. Sunday, I plan my workouts and I food prep. And then before bed, I literally, meditate and I drink my protein and I take my makeup off. Like, I have routines. And all of this to say, you guys, I know it sounds exhausting, is like being so structured, but through structure allows me to have freedom. There's not a day that I wake up that I'm like, I don't feel in control, or I feel in control, right? That sense of structure gives that to me. All right, last question, and I've got time for it. Farah from Texas, she said, I bounce from diet to diet. I see some results, but then I bounce right back. What advice would you give me so that I can finally lose the weight? Start small. Besides getting off your diet, start small. When I was 213, I picked one habit and I worked on that. And then I picked the second habit, right? I took one day, one time, 1% at a time. And I got it. Every day I'm like, Karissa, just 1% better than yesterday. That's all I literally live by that 1% rule. Whew, we are, I don't think there was any other questions that came in. I'm trying to think if there's been a fun question I've asked since we've got just a couple of minutes before the show ends. You guys, if you are, right, if you're like I love this girl, if you're picking up on my vibe, I would love to invite you to learn more about me. You can find me on my website. It's 365dailyhustle.com. You can find me on Instagram. That's 365.daily.hustle. You can find me on Twitter. That's 365dailyhustle1. And of course, if you're looking for someone who's positive, like all the time, friend request me. That's Karissa Adkins, right? And I'm not talking Atkins like the diet. No, I am way better. I'm Atkins, Adkins. But you guys, you're going to notice that I just love helping support women. I love helping people become healthy, whether it's on a stage speaking to thousands, whether it is talking like this on a radio show, or even coaching my awesome mamas. I just love helping babes boss up. I know you guys can probably feel that and pick up on that. So let me kind of end with this. If you are looking for a coach, if you're looking for a no BS or type coach that can really get you from where you're at today and where you want to go when it comes to your health, I can do that. I've got a proven system. I've got a 10-week transformational program that works on your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. And of course, we help you set up the habits and the environment and all the good stuff that I've been sharing with you. Plus, it's that kick butt accountability that every single person needs. Oh my gosh. A little bit about the Boss Up Babe radio show. I go live on transformationtalkradio.com every other Tuesday. So it is the second and the fourth Tuesday of every month at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I go live on Boss Up Babe Radio. And things that we talk about on Boss Up Babe Radio is all things life, health, and business. Right? It's my goal on that show to bring you expert interviews, advice, tips, strategies to help you not just show up, boss up, but also thrive. It's your responsibility, and all it takes is for you to listen in to that radio show. I'd love to have you join me there. So with that, you guys, I'm excited. It's been a pleasure to be hosting on the Dr. Pat radio show. So ladies, boss babes, queens, and mamas, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you found today's show empowering, inspiring, and motivating, please let the network know. If you have other questions that you would like me to answer, definitely shoot me a DM, send me an email, get a hold of me. I'd be happy to help answer any health-related questions you have. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to end this show just about 30 seconds early. You guys, I just want to leave you with one final thought. You know, you changing your life, it takes ownership. So take some ownership today. If you need to live your best life, boss up. Take that moment of courage and say, I need help. I don't have to do this alone. And Karissa is the babe that I want to work with. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon. Stay thriving, stay healthy, and of course, always boss up.